the citizens have no longer having confidence or trust, of the, those agencies and their personnel. I think we need to do something fundamentally to restore the confidence and the trust of Nigerians that those agencies or those institutions that are meant to fight corruption are actually provided with enabling environment and all necessary, resources, skills, technical capacity and, financial resources to be able to administer what they are supposed to do in order to commit the menace of corruption.
All right. While conducting this survey, what was the perception of Transparency International in terms of people's readiness to change, status quo? From
the survey so far that was conducted, which was validated, Nigerians out of 10 persons that have been interviewed, 9 people say that they are willing to deal with the corruption because they are sick and tired, because corruption has denied them the basic, necessity, of social amenity. Because of corruption, people cannot get admission into university. Because of corruption, they cannot get healthcare services. Because of corruption, they cannot get road. Because of corruption, they cannot see light. Because of corruption, there's no potable drinking water. Because of corruption, they cannot be employed. Because of corruption, violence and conflict are actually at the core center in the country. So every Nigerians out of 10 people interviewed, 9 say that, look, they are tired, they are sick and tired, and willing and interested to join government to fight corruption because this cannot be done alone in isolation. It is a holistic, thing. Both the civil society, the government, the political parties, the judiciary, the legislature, the ordinary people, the media, everybody must put hand in decks to ensure that we do practically with the issue of corruption in Nigeria. Now,
going by what the figures you have for these institutions, and of course, it was scaled on 1 to 5. 1, if you have, if you had scored 1, which means you're not corrupt. Yeah. But what we have indicates that, of course, most of the institutions are corrupt, though we have a level of corruption there. Are you saying that we don't have any institution here in Nigeria that is not corrupt?
Well, so far from the institutions that have been, surveyed, the police, the judiciary, the legislature, the political parties, the religious body, the media, the NGO, most of those institutions that have been, listed, they are all having issues of serious corruption because this corruption thing has become, a serious, national disaster. So everywhere, you have that problem, and that is why we need a holistic response to the fight against corruption.
And what role, when you talk about holistic, what role does the citizen have to play in all of this?
The citizens have fundamental role to play to ensure that they resist paying bribe and corruption. If there's willingness from the citizens, from the community, why is it that today, if you have community association money that is contributed by the communities, anybody who eats that money, he or she will be in trouble. The community will resist and fight. Why is it that Nigerians want it to come to public institutions, they think it is something that they should be looted and nothing should happen. So we need to have a change of attitude. We need to know that, if anybody is allowed to, steal the money that is meant to provide road for us, that is meant to provide water for us, and he or she did that, the citizens need to mobilize themselves and resist, and they should stop celebrating those who have looted the public funds, because what is happening is that people will go and loot money and then they will come back, they will be given even traditional or religious title. So the citizen must, be willing to, resist paying the bribe and also resist recognizing those who have been, collecting this bribe or taking this bribe, in order to get the services that they deserve to get.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ibrahim. Let's just hope that we get it right. Well, I've been speaking with Mr. Anwar Ibrahim Musa. He is the representative of Transparency International here in Nigeria. He is the Executive Director, Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center. Well, we'll take a short break now, and when we return, we will be looking at the 2013 Banking Barometer as released by Ernst & Young. To stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Business Morning on Channels Television. Well, just yesterday, Ernst & Young released what it called Banking Barometer Country Report, captioned Banking in Emerging Markets, Seizing Opportunities, Overcoming Challenges. Well, I'm now being joined by the two gentlemen, the leader financial services sector for West Africa, Ernst & Young, Mr. Dayo Babatunde, and of course the regional managing partner of that same company in West Africa, that's Mr. Henry Ibiki. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Well, I start with you, Mr. Dayo. What was the driving force, behind this survey?
Thank you very much. The driving force has to do with our contribution towards corporate social responsibilities to our clients. I mean, to really see how the banks in these developed countries are comparing, so that there is a sort of barometer that you could use to leverage what is happening across all these regional growth markets. And we focused on 10 countries. That is Nigeria, Vietnam, Colombia, Egypt, Indonesia, Chile, Malaysia, Mexico, Turkey, and South Africa.
All right, well, just hold it there. Yeah. I can see that these countries you're mentioning, they are all from emerging markets. Yes. Why the choice of emerging markets, Mr. Henry?
Yes, I think absolutely. What you will agree with me, there has been a considerable lot of pressure, in the global economic space. And, leaders continue to stay awake or, at night, brainstorming on how do we drive growth, what kind of services do the market need, and how do we drive expansion, how do we drive revenue, where's revenue going to come from? And as you know, the emerging markets are now, the balance of, economic power has shifted to the emerging markets. And that is where almost all the global companies are looking towards, to drive growth. You asked Dayo earlier why the focus on this. I think for us, banking continues to play